I know a few of my followers, some of them turn off their notifications, but hello, good afternoon. I really need to do something with this glare I get on the phone. I'm wearing my glasses. Oh my gosh. I need a haircut. My hairstylist has had a death in the family. And it's not funny. I'm very sorry about that. But now my hair appointment has to wait, which is no issue. But thank God I don't have an event, a big event, business networking event I'm talking about. Because when I'm cooking, I wear a hat anyway, so it don't matter. Hello, Karen, painting for your soul. How you doing? I am back on the home front. I put my whiteboard here behind me, but I have to fix it so that you guys could read the lettering. It looks backwards. But I'll fix that soon. Just like I'm gonna figure out how to stream live from Zoom so I could bring on some speakers and also share my screen with you with some of the things that I want to talk about with you lately. So I have, let me see what time it is. I have exactly 20 minutes. So this is not a lunch and learn. It's kind of like a lunch happy hour with Sunset Vibe Chefs. And if you see my little background on top, the Havana Nights, we are promoting that. That was what I was holding back from you guys, along with what we are promoting soon, mid-July. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what's happening in July with Sunset Vibe Chefs in the Tampa Bay area. And also, I know I have, one of the settings turned off for people as joining in automatically. You have to invite yourself, because I've had some issue with some creeps that say things they shouldn't be saying during my live. So if you would like to go live with me, then I would recommend you DM me and we could chat ahead of time, because I'm gonna have to filter out who I go live with. But hello, good afternoon, happy Thursday. Thank you all for joining. Hello, Salty. Hello, Kid. Hello. Who is that? JCS. It's a little hard for me to read because you're myself, but I'm going to work on this whiteboard where you can actually see what it reads. So today, the first thing I want to hear about, because, we have 4th of July coming upon us. And as a chef, barbecues are a big deal. And I love celebrating the 4th of July. So my poll to vote on, and I would like whoever votes, they are going to be added to the free raffle, which is for a free ticket to Havana Nights if you're in the Tampa Bay area, and that's July 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and it's gonna be at the Higgins Hall, and it's the place to be if you want to have a nice evening and meet local vendors, taste some good Latin food from various restaurants, including yours truly in Tampa. July 30th is a Thursday. You DM me, I'm going to enter you in the sweepstakes to win your free ticket, because tickets are not free. You can go purchase them via the link on my website and my blog, and sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already to stay abreast all things new Sunset Vibe Chefs. And so the vote is skirt steak versus ribeye. What is your pick? So you have to enter your vote, and I'll announce who voted the most for either one, and I'll let you know what my favorite is. So each is a different cut of meat, and as you know, there are some people who love the churrasco, and then there's some cowboys and cowgirls that love them some ribeye. So hello, Lupita. Thank you for joining. So what's on the Sunset Vibe table today? I'm picking it up. Well, as you can see in my background is our Tampa Bay Women's Business Center that organizes this event every year. And I was fortunate enough um, to be given a coach from the Tampa Bay Women's Business Center. And if you go to the center, TheCentre.com, I believe it is, you can learn more about what they do. And they help women entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs to get their businesses launched, to give them advice on steps to do it, or if you're in the midst of it, like me, how to market it better to get in front of your people. And that's what I'm doing by going live, by doing cooking demos, by getting out there and networking. Because you know what I do is I build relationships. Because what does a private chef do? We bring people around around the table to build relationships, to build community, to fellowship, to heal, right? Because sometimes there's been like, you're not talking to this one so many years, and you get together and you're around the table and break bread together, and you break those offenses, you break all that stuff that's purely nonsense. So many people nowadays, they're just holding offenses, and sometimes it's about nothing. Like, you make this stuff up in your head and you start to believe it, like, oh, this one said this or whatever. You know what? Life's too short. Because at the end of the day, we are all here with a plan and a purpose that God placed on our lives. I truly believe. And we're supposed to be serving one another, building relationship, building community. And I wanted to say this because on my website, if you haven't visited already, sunsetvibechefs.com, God showed me that what I do is a part of a gift of hospitality. Some people have it and some people don't, right? He gave us all different gifts. So I dedicated my business and my website to God. And I based it on Psalm 65:8. And I'm going to update the translation, because if you guys read the Bible, there's different translations, but the Passion Translation says it really well. Psalm 65:8 reads, "O God, to the farthest corners of the planet, people will stand in awe, startled and stunned by your signs and wonders. Sunrise brilliance and sunset beauty. Both take turns singing their songs of joy to you." So, aside from the amazing sunsets we have in the Tampa Bay area, sunrise and sunset just have a true significance in the Word of God. Otherwise, it wouldn't be mentioned. But imagine the creation of something so magnificent that we all long to see, right? Either you got to wake up really early to enjoy it, or you got to wait till that time. Like the other day, we were on the beach, and unfortunately, the clouds kind of blocked the sun, but so amazing to watch a sunset and just breathe in the ocean air and just detox from the day. So that's what inspired me to name my business Sunset Vibe Chefs. And that's the vibe I want people to experience, whether you're on the beach or not. Hello, Dunedin Life. Oh, I love Dunedin. I actually have rented homes. Dunedin is famous for their bicycle trail. Love it. Check out Dunedin. Dunedin's a great little town to visit in the Tampa Bay area. Alrighty, so I'm gonna say one thing more about Havana Nights. So just it is a community involvement that has been happening for 34 years. This is the 34th annual um, gourmet festival, and this year they named it Havana Nights. So what better than to showcase my Latina origin and roots in my food? And the event helps the organization, the Center for Women, which is a not for profit serving more than 3,000 women and families who turn to help from them each year. And as I mentioned, some of the things they offer are to people like me, entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, women trying to get job training skills or need help in general. And they also attract more than 1,000 people at this event annually and offer countless marketing and promotional opportunities for new and established businesses in the Tampa Bay area. And as part of the event activities, they're going to offer quality items through opportunity tickets, contest drawings, etc. And one of which is an auction to win a Sunset Vibe experience. The service part will be free, but they have to pay for groceries. Groceries are expensive, but the service is even can sometimes be even more expensive because I give you my all, and not only do I offer the service to curate a menu with you, consider dietary protocols, I do all the shopping, prepping, cooking, and the cleanup, so there will be no stress for you, and you could I elevate the way you celebrate, and you could feel like a guest at your own event. That is why it's so special. So many years I did this for free. So now I'm charging because I was always the one, and my mom before me, because she was the original OG Sunset Vibe chef in my head, right? She has so many amazing parties, and some people just have a gift for that. Some people don't know how to throw a party. But always the good vibe, the energy, the music, the food. Like nobody ever wanted to leave. We always had one of those rooms where everybody threw all their coats, and finding them was a different story. But we just had the most amazing get-togethers, and that's what I want to bring back. I want people to feel like they don't even have to leave home. No reservation, no chaos. You don't have to worry about them staring you down like, oh, it's time for you to go. Right? And you don't have to worry if you're drinking, you home already. So yeah. Now the other thing I like to announce is the 1 year anniversary of Sunset Vibe Chefs. And just so you know, Sunset Vibe Chefs, the concept is older, but I really didn't get to launch my brand until last year. And I tell you, I had a lot of resistance, not only with just life in general, but my health suffered. And I had to work with a functional medicine nutritional therapist. I went through a lot. And I tell you, positively speaking, food is medicine. Food is medicine. Also, doing a full inventory of who is in your life that may be no good for you, right? Because toxic relationships, you know, so many things, your environment, the air you're breathing, the food you're eating, how much you're sleeping, it goes into your overall well being, mind, body, spirit. And Karen, with Painting for Your Soul, she knows about it. And I love what she does because she offers workshops for men and women to get together and, learn the joy of journaling, aromatherapy, painting, expressing yourself. And I just love it. As an artist, I've always loved painting. Maybe I'll take it up professionally later, but I just love it because you're unwinding, right? Why do you think a lot of those painting sip and paint? I mean, I don't know if they have them anymore. They used to have Pinot's palette. But so many people, even where my mom lives, she gets the women together, gives them, little canvas. She does little painting parties, and the women and men enjoy it, even children. So it's definitely a great recreational activity to do as a group, just like the culinary vibes service I offer, whether I'm demoing how to cook something to teach you, or you're actually engaging and interacting, learning how to cook something on your own. And there'll be more about that later. I am planning to start doing some private and group cooking classes. So when you see that I go live to demo something, it's because I'm onto something here. A lot of folks want to eat better. And I also work with a wellness coach named Marina Nev, Wellness Coach Marina. Follow her on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. She's amazing. She knows so much, and she's offering free webinars right now. To yesterday, I couldn't attend unfortunately, but she was talking about how to read the labels and identify if the meat or seafood was made in a lab, or just to know what's on your plate, because the terminology and verbiage on labels, believe it or not, if you don't pay attention, even if it's something you used to buy all the time, it changes. And you want to know what you're eating, because what you're eating can be making you sick. So as I've mentioned before, I cook food to help you to live. I make food to live, not to die for. Some people say I eat to live. No, if you don't know what you're eating, you're not eating to live. You have to really know what's going in your belly and where it's coming from and how it's sourced. And that's another great thing, when you think farm to table, that matters, right? Because in the supermarkets, you don't know how long that food's been sitting there, what market it came from. And I'm really looking to build relationships with local farmers to support them, but also to learn about how they produce their food. Are they spraying their crops? Like, how ethically sourced it is. And once I build those relationships, I'll be more than delighted to share that with my clients. Like, I really can't do that buying the food from Sprouts or Whole Foods. Like, I mean, say, okay, it came from Mexico, but where? I mean, you just don't know. Or even in Wild Fork, it'll say, oh yeah, this beef tenderloin, for example, came from Brazil, but I don't know their standards for their animals in Brazil. Although I will say it was pretty good, but that's just an example. So the other thing I wanted to say was, so if you DM me, again with this voting on skirt steak versus ribeye, you're gonna enter for a free chance to a private tasting. At the Havana Nights. And the next one's going to be announced for entering into a private tasting for my 1 year anniversary. I'm doing it for 25 local potential strategic partners. And so who would that be? I'm not going to say anybody, because that's how they hit you in the business networking groups. If you say anybody, they hit you with the bunny. No, any bunnies. Real estate professionals working with short-term Airbnbs, folks that work with professional athletes or trainers who have or are the client, want to eat, they need a performance meal plan. I do that for locals. So if you're within 10 miles radius of Tampa, the meal prep I offer. For the events, I do throughout all of Tampa Bay. Hello, Lorraine, Maggie, Shelly. Thank you for joining. So I said real estate professional, concierge. Now, as you know, the Tampa Bay area is a great area for vacationing. Our beaches, we're close to Busch Gardens, not too far from Disney and all that. So concierge, we have people. I met a lady in St. Pete. I was there for the last few days. I just got back home. And she started a good business. And I will say this, people who are coming here to vacation, they're renting an Airbnb. They just want everything to be, ready when they get there. They hire concierge to do that for them. And coaches, so wellness, fitness, medical coaches, nutritionists, financial professional, yacht charters. And as you know, I'm looking for those yacht charters. That would definitely be a great partnership. I would definitely put a backlink on my website, and we can support one another, because that's what it's all about, supporting one another. And talking about that, I was at the Watermelon Festival by Saucy Queen in Brooksville. I'm going to put that footage out soon. I met some amazing people. And I love to meet local artisans such as Pitmaster Simi. I will tell you, as a chef, he is on the money. He is worth every single dime for his brisket. I tasted it. He has all these different sauces. And so if you look up IQ 225 degrees barbecue, Pit Master Simi, I tried out. It's like a loaded potato. I mean, literally, he said, if I eat this, I'm gonna end up going for a nap afterwards. And I just noticed my mom joined. Doris, hello. And oh my gosh, I mean, that potato loaded with the brisket, it had beans, it had like so many amazing things on it. Sour cream, parsley, and that, what was it? Ginger beer jerk barbecue sauce. Like amazing. I've never tried anything like that. And he's on the money. He said he's gonna be offering that at the Winn-Dixie's. I'm like, forget about Winn-Dixie. You need to be in the local like specialty markets. We're talking about like Fresh Market, Whole Foods, Sprouts. Like he's on the money there. And I love the fact that he dedicated his truck to his mother. That's a good sign when somebody has a great relationship with their mom. I'm telling you, you can tell a lot about somebody. So I also met Posties, www.posties.us, postys.us, and they're veteran owned. I'm going to be sampling this on some chicken I defrosted today, but I did have a sample of his chicken that he offered me. Most of his so this is all natural, no junk ingredients, and it's called That's What I'm Talking About. So this spice blend is called That's What I'm Talking About, sweet and slow burn rub seasoning. Okay. Hello, Inviter Chef. So yeah, I love it. That is a husband and wife, and they are veteran owned, American made. It says the best way to use this flavor powder is to pepper it on before and or after cooking. The following slap-worthy selections: meat, seafood, veggies, potatoes, mushrooms, and it pairs well with their original Posties marinade. So I didn't buy their marinade, but I brought their dry rub, and I'll let you know how it is. But I did have a sample of some of the chicken, and it was good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. The other thing I was talking about, IQ 225 degrees, Pitmaster Simi. I had his barbecue ribs, some mac and cheese, and some green beans. So that's all good. I was looking for some collard greens, but that's all right. I'm going to make some. I love to make me some collard greens. And here down south, they're big on those sweet beans. I wasn't a fan. My father used to love those sweet beans on, everything. But I'm Puerto Rican. I don't like my beans sweet. But you know what? I think since I moved down south, they're kind of growing on me, especially with that Pitmaster Simi. So he wants to barter with me. He's like, oh, Puerto Rican. So I want some mofongo, pasteles. So, that's my specialty. So I'm open to that. And that's all I have for you now. I'm going to figure out how to get my whiteboard to, I have to flip the screen with my settings, but it's going to happen. It's a process as we go live more often. I'm getting better and better. You see, I have that little billboard. I had it in the background that shows Havana Nights. So again, DM Sunset Vibe Chefs and enter what is your vote, skirt steak or ribeye for 4th of July, and you will enter into winning a free ticket to Havana Nights. And that's all I got for you. Thank you for joining, and I will chat with you soon from my kitchen to yours.